All right, perfect. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Good morning, good day from Australia, and good morning if you're on my side of the world. And good afternoon to all of you who are joining us from the opposite side of the world over there in the United States and surrounding countries. Welcome. I'm very glad that you're here. I'm very honored to be able to have your time because it is incredibly valuable. And what I mean by that, if you'd paid money to be here and you haven't, but if you had, I would just refund you your money. But your time is non-refundable. So I find that far more valuable than money. And so I'm incredibly grateful and again honored that you've decided to spend such value with me. And I don't intend to waste it. I intend to give you a gift, if I may. And this is something that was given to me by a gentleman that you're going to hear from today, who has an incredible story, an incredible, not just life-changing and life-empowering, but life-saving story. So you're going to want to stick around and hear that. But he first handed it to me over 6 years ago now, and it's been high priority for me ever since to bring it to everybody's attention. The level of importance of this information is incredibly high because the level of impact that it's having in people's lives is significantly deep. This is information that is significant, and I believe once you see what it is, you are going to want everyone who is in your life who is significant to you to know about it too. You'll feel probably a sense of duty, obligation, and responsibility to get it out there. And if you don't, no big deal. This is still information that's going to be incredibly relevant to you and something that I find very interesting, and so I hope you do too. The person that we're going to hear from later on, I will give a proper introduction later on, but let me just say he's highly awarded and highly rewarded in this organization. He lives, he has a significant level in this company, significant career, very significant income. He's significantly awarded and rewarded simply because he has made a huge impact and significant difference in people's lives, helping lives be bettered, changed, and even given back to many, many other people as his life was given back to him too, because of this information. So let me jump into a screen share here and we'll get this show on the road. All right, so my name is Stevie Aquilina. Let me introduce myself properly in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent. My family and I live in Australia. We are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a complete dream come true when we could make that happen. I'm minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. And I'm very blessed, very grateful for my life. I have income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's taken me to many parts of the world that were once way too far out of our reach once upon a time, but the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very difficult, weird, awkward child to parent in school. I never made the grades. I was often an average to below average achiever. I was often told on every day I was stupid and useless. And I figured out along the way, if you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And later I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclub in Sydney. Okay, I'm kidding about the good looking part. But not about the dumb part. But really, as a bouncer in nightclubs in Sydney, it was a dead end job, and you were trying not to be dead at the end of the night. But I had big dreams. I wanted to do, and have more. I really wanted to give more. Actually, that's what it was about for me. I wanted to be involved in something significant, doing something significant if it was ever going to make me significant. But I had little self-esteem. And so I felt very little significance, and therefore I'd done little with my life and I had little to give. Now, physically, I've always been athletic. mainly in martial arts, even to right now today. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries, very traditional, hardcore martial arts. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere. No prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now, I'm going to open up to you to just how embarrassingly broke I was. I've been behind and had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make the rent, and I've been evicted. Embarrassingly broke, and it happened to me several times. Now, I'm in no financial dignity. I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. So I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and just feeling like I was unable to be who I really wanted to be. Now, life is not all doom and gloom, of course. There's lots of things that are good that have happened in my life, and I'm just going to point out two. There's been a lot, I'll just point out two. But first, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me, always told me that I was more. She gave me children, and that, again, motivated me even more to become more. And, I guess when you're told something often enough. Now, second, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity, and life-changing culture, ethos, and training. Now, the company leaders of this company are extremely successful, and they believed in me too. Taught me how to believe and become more. And so I'll tell you my story, not to try to tug on any heartstrings, but just to say if I can do it, right, you know the rest of that. Because today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. Instead of feeling trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, unable to be who I want to be, today I have more, with the ability to believe and become more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. So now I would love nothing more than to better people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too, because I know it can be done. Because once upon a time I believed that it couldn't be, and that belief was shattered with a far better one. So what I'll share with you first is this life-changing breakthrough, and it is life-changing. It is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. It's a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time, and any health goals or challenges you can think of. Doesn't matter the problem, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about. Because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category-creating healthcare breakthrough. So here we go. The Discover Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are native to your body. They're made within your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell function and operation, and all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process. Remarkable because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself, to regenerate its own tissue. And it does that by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing, all at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because we are all, every single part and piece of us, made up of cells. We live and die, therefore, at the cellular level. So if we have healthy cells, it means we have a healthy body and they're a healthy life, right? Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it is true when we're born, we do make an abundance of these redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with poor diet, stress, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural, our cells break down. Then our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals and instructions, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and so is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And ASEA is within a very real and significant realm, space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of the first signaling molecule. There have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered, and there are 16 in total, and ASEA has them all, and multiple Nobel Prizes have been awarded to medical researchers for their work in this field. Now, if you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar, you would see well over 33,000 results. Out there, there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be way out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as well as reported in the Huffington Post, who specifically put ASEA into this article, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, outside of all of this, it is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that is significant, because hear this, all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. ASEA lowers that significantly. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in, and that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. And they are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our intensive redox serum. These redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, so let's just show you what ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. Even the aftermath, it doesn't matter how old you are, by the way, skin being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life, even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions, coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Incredible, amazing. Now this is Rosie. Speaking of amazing, the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie. She did not take those pictures. Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who actually took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen via the pictures. Everyone says that they want to see how ASEA goes. Makes sense. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And you may miss it too if you don't take pictures. So please do take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA goes. Now, some people notice results within 7 weeks, like Rosie, others in 7 days. And many people, I'm not joking here, can have an experience in around about 7 minutes, give or take. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants. ASEA Redox products from studies show to have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, look at this picture very carefully. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face. Can you see it already? He used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, Renew 28 is not just for the face. As you can see here, arm, hand, belly, more bellies, even more dramatic differences here, buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. The study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials, as all the studies are done, to see if there were any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not only for visibly younger looking skin, but visibly healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as perhaps shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum discomfort, the most that you could feel soreness there. Apply Renew 28 on that point 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. All right, so now that we've shown you what the breakthrough is, now that I've shared a little bit of the science with you, I can't share all of it, just simply not enough time. And now that we've shown you some results, I really want to punctuate all of that we've spoken about so far and put an exclamation mark behind breakthrough. because I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman who, from a life concerning condition, not just a health concerning condition, but life concerning condition, had his life turned around for the better in a very short period of time, considering what the problem was, because of this breakthrough. He's my best mate. He's an Aussie and he's living in Hawaii. And today, from having his life threatened to now having a long one ahead of him, it's not just a long life, it's a bright one. He is a multi-million-dollar international success story. He is an ambassador, triple diamond with this organization. If that means nothing to you, it means he's number 3 top ranking associate for this organization in the entire world. He is a $1 Million Earners Club member, and he is the recipient of the Business Builder of the Year Award, Entrepreneurial Spirit Award, Emerging Leader of the Year Award, and the list goes on. I want to try and save some time here, but know this, in his own words, any amount of money that goes into his bank account, and let me just be polite and say it's a lot, but any amount that goes into his bank account is just a direct reflection of the amount of people that he has changed lives for the better, in the amount of significance that he has changed those lives for the better. So he is a good man, good heart, witty and fun to be around. You can't help but love this man. This is my best mate, Dan Doyle. Thanks for being here, mate. And I'll leave all of these people in your very capable hands.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the presentation, and really thankful that everybody's on the call today. Happy Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, or even Sunday from Australia and Asia. Wow, from Hawaii, beautiful one day, perfect the next. Love spending a lot of time here with Suzanne and meeting a lot of incredible people as well. Well, this is my little journey. This is my little journey from health to no health, back to health, and how, you know, that transition in my life affected many, many other things. As you know, if you haven't got your health, you don't have anything at all. So it's a number one priority. Just before I go into my story, just want to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products, this technology, this breakthrough is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we have something incredible, something that can empower the body to heal itself. And with long-term use of these products, and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. Somebody has handed you a gift, if you're hearing this for the first time, and it's probably the most precious gift that you'll ever receive. But obviously, you know, a gift's not a gift until you open and do something with it. And hopefully we can give you the information to make that decision. So here to tell, not to sell. This is my story, and this is what we do. We help people on a physical level to create testimonials and stories. And it's people's stories that actually help people to understand the enormity of this breakthrough. So growing up in Sydney, Australia, this is me in my 20s, at 24 years old, bodybuilder at this stage in the health and fitness industry, personal trainer, played many, many, many sports before this one, and also in the corporate arena with one of the biggest banks in Australia. But this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur. And at 21 years old, I embarked on building traditional businesses, not knowing that over 20 years I would build and sell 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people from different industries, from the health and fitness industry, security industry, construction industry, the hospitality industry. So it was an incredible ride, an incredible journey. But 20 years later, and still fit and healthy, but not a bodybuilder anymore, going to the gym every morning, working more on cardiovascular than on my muscles, thinking I was in good shape, and I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be leading up to that age, not realizing here in this photo I was actually very, very sick. And something came to the surface, a symptom 6 months later in 2011, and this is a photo of me on the right-hand side where the doctors told me that I had not one, but two major health challenges. I spent 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, Australia, and what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. This is a very fake smile because I wasn't feeling well at all at this stage. This was the beginning of that 2.5 year journey. And standing next to me is a hero and a friend of mine at the time, Johnny Manor. Johnny played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He'd been through all the hospital visits that I had started. He had what you would consider the good one. I had two of the bad ones. He was in remission at this time, playing rugby again. After this photo, his issue came back. He went back into hospital. He lost all his hair, started losing a lot of weight, and he never came out of that hospital. We lost him at the age of 23 years young. And at the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Hard pill to swallow, because we were brought up that if we were sick, we went to the doctors and the doctors fixed us. So we were conditioned. And I was conditioned at that stage of my life as well. At 46 years old, I'm thinking I'm going to be okay, but that wasn't the case. So what they put me through for 2.5 years still wasn't going to work and return my health. Prognosis was not good whatsoever. So I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. I did some research. My research led to an alkaline diet. I cleaned up my diet, became a pescatarian, just ate fish, vegetables, salads, some nice clean water, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water. Now you would think with me looking after myself like that for 2 years that my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me looking after myself for 2 years. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction, and I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. This is now 2014. This was 7 years ago. A friend of mine calls me, Bart Cotter, originally from Logan, Utah, married an Australian lady, and he contacted me, and all he said was, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney. I started on the ASEA, the Redox cell signaling supplement. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things so fast that I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. Any more than 2 coffees, I was in a lot of trouble, bloating and buckled over, in discomfort the whole day. The third day, the light bulb went on. On the third day, I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital for 2.5 years. I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. After 48 to 72 hours, my lungs were functioning perfect. Went back to Australia, kept drinking this product. Long story short again, 1 year later, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. This is 2015 now. Multiple injuries from playing sports that were turning into that crippling issue as we get older had gone away. And 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, all had disappeared in 12 months on this product. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom. Now let's fast forward another 2 years. This is 3 years on the product. I always like to go back to 2014 and show you the difference between this photo and the other two. 2014, this is just before I started on the product. I was still very sick. You can tell by how I'm looking on the outside that I was very sick. 1 year on the product, what you can see on the outside was a reflection of what was happening on the inside then, and 3 years on the product, my complexion in this photo was a direct reflection of what was happening on the inside then. That was my journey back to health, journey back to looking younger and feeling younger. Incredible ride, and things evolved along the way. I made a decision to start sharing this with people really for one reason at the time. It became a responsibility with the benefits that I was getting. I wanted to help other people. I started helping other people, and it was the business model that saved my life, because 6 years ago we were living in a van and we almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. Things were really tough. But as a byproduct of helping people, the company started sending me thank you checks, which I invested into more product, enabling me to saturate my body, get these molecules to the damage, and signal my body to where the problem was. So it's incredible that we've got this breakthrough that we can share and help people with, but also receive thank you checks for the work that we do by helping people. To make a difference while making a living is something that I've never been able to do before. I mean, in traditional business, if I washed a car, someone said, oh, thanks, and see you later, they took their car. If I poured a beer, thanks for the beer. It's got a really nice head on it. There was there was only a limited amount of satisfaction with what I did in traditional business. And with traditional business, the risk is still very high. The overheads, the staff that you employ, it's just a huge risk in traditional business. What I know now with this business model that Stevie's going to talk about, the network marketing business model, the only way that we can succeed in this business from a financial point of view is helping people to succeed themselves. And nobody can hurt each other in this business model, whereas I've had a lot of experience in business partners doing the wrong things and all sorts of things going on in traditional business. So as far as exchanging time for money, working a traditional job or buying myself a job, which I did, 20 of them over 20 years, there's no comparison between what I did and what I had back then to what we have currently now. I believe this is a perfect storm. You know, everybody's looking for a solution to their health problems, but they're also looking for a solution to their financial issues as well. And this is a true home-based business, something we can build from home and talk to people literally in the comfort of our own home, do Zooms like this, and build a residual by helping people with this breakthrough. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie Aquilina, and he's going to talk to you about the opportunity behind us here. So thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here, Dan. Awesome. And folks, thanks for sticking around. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you the truth, really. With every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the bigger the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make your living while bettering people's lives. So let's tick some boxes here as to why this is the most compelling opportunity in the world. ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, by the way, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because that's not where the secrets are. It's not in the bottle. There's redox signaling molecules in the body. But the making of redox signaling molecules, there are trade secrets in that. There are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. And so it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats, right? That means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them. Nothing else in the world has redox signaling molecules, and therefore nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because redox works in everybody. Because everybody needs redox. Because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And because redox can't hurt anybody. Now, scientifically, no other products can make that claim. No juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD, or whatever it might be, it's not redox signaling molecules. And therefore, it can't do what ASEA does. And none of those things that I mentioned, by the way, again, works at all without redox signaling molecules. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors. whether it be healthcare, wellness, whether it be sports science, athletic performance, or beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. Again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from, and therefore the only company in the world that can get the depth and level of healing and health like nothing else. And so ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. To better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. That's the mission. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for good people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money. They pay you money just by sharing redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra or part-time or full-time or big-time or legacy leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions, money, to meet whatever levels of ambitions, dreams. To be able to afford making your dreams, goals, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leverage. So let's look at that very quickly. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated, ongoing, every day, every month, every year purchases made by every single person you tell about ASEA. And because you can tell and refer as many people as you like, that residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person that you contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far, wide, and deep these referrals can go around the world. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever. It's natural. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest, is the most trusted, and still today is the #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So residual income is impressive. But more so, it's important. And if you understood how important it was, you'd be willing to walk through a brick wall to get it. You have residual bills. Why not residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Well, out of every 100 people, only 1 of them is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. Not thinking about retirement because it's not on the horizon. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Now, when I learned this, I didn't think that was a good retirement plan. And I was definitely going to fall into the 74% or maybe even worse. So what was one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seemed to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? I asked myself. And what I discovered was this. There's many, but here's one that's one of the most significant. How do you make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, JOB, which stood for just over broke in best cases in my scenario once upon a time. It's called active income. And I realized sooner or later I wasn't going to be able to be as active as I was right now. And therefore I wasn't going to be able to have as much active income as I had right now. And this was far more concerning to me because I was thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. And this is one of the biggest problems I learned that 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but it is a terrible master. And so if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. That's where I had to start. And if you truly do love your job, keep it, you're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Because I'm telling you, only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. And I learned that lesson several times over. And unfortunately, many people have learned it very, very painfully in the last 12 months with the global situation that's going on. But thank you, ASEA. We're having, a very safe and secure and time. And we want to help other people do that too. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their freedom, their security. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, the SEER is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in people's lives and be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams, to give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. Now that's what you get to do with a SEER, and who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now you can make great money here, that's for sure. I'm not steering around that. You can even be rewarded on top of all that great money with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences. I'm telling you, a great lifestyle. But really at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SEER. It was demonstrated time and time again, but here's one of the first. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving a SEER, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the Discover Redox technology. However, with just one catch, those drug companies wanted to see it shut down, and they wanted everyone taking off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of SEER, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Vertus and Tyler had seen people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Vertus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play, very big one, had now become more. The SEER founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you, me, and everyone without a prescription. And listen, one of SEER's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The SEER founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds. We're talking up to Fortune 50 backgrounds, very big. They are exceptionally experienced in running big, profitable, famous household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. And so you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. And if you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. A SEER is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, longer, you may just want to become a SEER customer. Or if you have dreams and desires more than that, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle for you and for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this redox reality. And you can become more. If you pass this information on for many, many others, you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life, it will become better in many, many ways. And so by now, I hope you can see this brilliant breakthrough. By now, you may tell this is a profound product. By now, I hope you've got a handle of how outstanding this opportunity is. By now, hopefully you've heard how excellent the SEER ethos is. And by now, can you feel how meaningful this mission is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world? So hopefully you've got some of that. And again, this is Stevie Aquilina. Thank you very, very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And Dan Doyle, mate, thank you so very, very much for spending this time with us too.
Always a pleasure, mate. Thank you. Well, we've got 5 minutes. I don't know if anybody has any questions and they want to put them in the chat box. More than welcome to do so, or raise your hand and we can promote you to a panelist. We won't see you on video, but you'll be able to speak to us. But we got 4 or 5 minutes for any questions you may have. Guys, just remember, get back to the person who introduced you. Do not buy from any other platforms except from the company directly, and the person who introduced you can set up a wholesale account for you where you can get the products at the best possible price for personal use.